Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! Fraud! Cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead! A banger, and she's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. He's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Oracle Park in San Francisco, California, where we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, playing left field, 16 home runs, 50 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .245. It's Jorge Soler. He'll be followed up batting second and playing third, Austin Riley. 18 home runs, 55 RBI, batting .261. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 35 home runs, 90 RBI, batting .302. Batting cleanup and playing first, it's Matt Olson. 20 home runs, 61 RBI, batting .230. Batting fifth, the hind catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. He has 12 home runs, 38 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .252. Orlando Arcia is batting sixth and playing short. 11 home runs, 33 RBI, batting .232. Ramon Laureano is batting seventh and in right field. He has 4 home runs, 11 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .201. And Whit Merrifield is batting eighth and playing second. He has 3 home runs, 12 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .205. Eli White is in center field and batting ninth. He's got a .263 average, 5 for 19 on the year. 1 home run, 4 RBI. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Charlie Morton. He's 6-7 with a 4.47 ERA. 1.31 whip, 114 innings pitched, 112 strikeouts, 107 hits allowed, 43 walks, and 18 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Kyle Harrison. The young southpaw is 6-5 with a 4.08 ERA. 1.29 whip, 106 innings pitched, 103 hits allowed, 97 strikeouts, 34 walks, 14 home runs served. Backing up Harrison in the bottom of the first inning is Tyler Fitzgerald. The shortstop has a .308 average, 12 home runs, 24 RBI, 12 stolen bases. Batting second and playing first, it's Lamont Wade Jr. 4 home runs, 20 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .282. Ramos is in center field with 17 home runs, 56 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting third with a .280 average. Michael Conforto is batting cleanup and playing left. He's got 12 home runs, 50 RBI, a .235 average. Matt Chapman is at third and batting fifth. 19 home runs, 60 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .247. Mike Yastrzemski is in right field. Yaz has 9 homers, 38 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .246. Batting seventh and behind home plate, it's Patrick Bailey. He has 7 home runs and a .238 average to go with 37 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Encarnacion is the designated hitter and batting eighth. A .265 average with 1 home run, 5 RBI, 1 stolen base. And Wisely is at second and batting ninth. He has a .254 average with 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases, 23 RBI. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Jeremy Riggs. Your first base umpire is Adam Beck. Dan Iasono will be manning second, and down the third base line is C.B. Buckner. Game time temperatures here in San Francisco, California are expected to be about 68 degrees, with the wind blowing out straight to center field at 10 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in 6 games over 500, 30-30 on the road. San Francisco Giants are 61-60, 35-25 at home. Tonight's game is a pick'em. The over-under is 7.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Giants, Game 2 of a 4-game set. Your Atlanta Braves look to take 2-0 series lead on the arm of Charlie Morton. Tomorrow night's game, once again, is 9:45, and then a 3:45 matinee on Thursday. We've got the Uncle Charlie emoji kicking in the chat for you country club members. Braves country, get your game face on, by God. Let's get this team back on a roll.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. I see Charlie Pittman, Braves Country Club member, in the chat. I see Country Club member Brian Andrews in the chat. We see AY Country Club member in the chat. Gary the Real McCoy, NV Mason, JC Country Club members. Brian Andrews Country Club members. Also in the chat, we've got the Green Bay Packers. We've got Mark Ricardo, Edward Spry. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We missed you. Just throw your name in the chat. We are just about set. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is outside wide by the southpaw Harrison. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Jorge Soler takes the 1-0. Way outside, up and high, wide. Bounces to the backstop. 2-0. Soler batting .245 with 16 home runs, 50 RBI. Braves are wearing their classic grays top to bottom. Atlanta across the chest. The 2-0. Misses out. 3-0. Atlanta across the chest in red. Outlined in navy with the tomahawk underneath. Numbers on the back in red, outlined in navy. Names in navy on the back. The 3-0. 92. Just clipped the top of the zone. 3-1. San Francisco is wearing their City Connects, their white top to bottom, an orange cap with the interlocking SF and the Golden Gate Bridge. The 3-1 just misses outside, ball 4, and Jorge Soler already gets us on going like he did last night. Leadoff walk, and that's what you like to see. By the way, if you didn't see it up on the screen a little bit ago, Michael Harris II is set to be in the Atlanta Braves lineup tomorrow night. Austin Riley comes in, first pitch, down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. And Brian Snitker was already asked, and he has said that Harris will not go back to the top of the lineup. He's expected to hit somewhere in the middle half. The 1-0 swing. That ball's laced in the left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here in the first inning. Remember last night, we had the leadoff walk, and Riley banged into a double play. Here we got first and second. Nobody out. And the big zoo coming to the dish. Like to jump on the youngster Harrison. He's got pretty good stuff. I've watched him pitch before, but especially with young pitchers, you can jump on them and get them out. First pitch to Ozuna, outside wide, it's 1-0. He's not a hard-throwing pitcher, but he does have a four-seam fastball, a curve, a change, and a slider. He mainly comes in with the four-seam about 60% of the time, and then the change and curve pretty evenly. The 1-0, swing and a miss up top, 1-1. As you can imagine, someone with basically 3 pitches, he just throws a slider to keep you honest. Batters tend to improve as they see him. The 1-1, outside wide, 1-2. So this is the first time that most of the Braves have seen him. Second, third time through the lineup, you expect him to make really good adjustments. The 1-2 brings it. Swing, lifts it back foul. Smacks behind home plate. Drops to the ground, 1-2. Good to see you, John. Alabama. So a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ozuna down on strikes. Changeup. Got him. Went away. Kind of a hard charging changeup. Not a big difference between his changeup and his fastball. You'd almost say that it's almost like a split. It's not a true changeup where it just kind of floats in there. Oakland A's are on top of the New York Mets 9-4, so that's good news. Charlie asked about the standings. We'll go over them in a second. First pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's lifted high and deep into center field, drifting back on the track, making the catch in the deepest part of the ballpark for a loud out number 2. On the play, Jorge Soler moves down to third. That ball is gone in Truist Park, and I mean by a long mile. That is the one spot here in this stadium you really don't want to hit. That left center gap. It just keeps going and going and going. 399 at the deepest part. You have to really tattoo a ball to get it out of there. First pitch on the way to Darno. Swing and a miss. Right through it. It's 0-1. Good to see D. We see Keith. Anybody else we've missed in the chat? Jump on in. The 0-1. Lets her rip. Up top misses. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Harrison brings it. Just below the knees. Good take. Change up. Man, that was a nasty pitch. 2-1 to Darno. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. A single would give us the lead. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped, rolled over. Just foul, thankfully. That stays fair. Darno may have had a chance to beat that out, but we all know that the catchers don't run very well, especially here in Atlanta. But they do have him played back pretty far. Oh, that's awesome, Keith. I didn't realize that you were already back in the States. I know you said that you're getting sent back over there. Just a reminder, we do the Army-Navy game here, too. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Well, the Braves put 2 on but can't capitalize. We'll be back in a flash. Charlie Morton, we'll see which version we get when we come back.
He said there wasn't a spark between us anymore. So I tasered him. I'll ask him again when he wakes up.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted. So I became a problem.
I mean, honestly, who'd have thought they would have banned you from every escape room game in Tennessee just because you're too good at it? What? Don't put me in a room made of drywall and tell me I have to escape. I'm getting the fat of that 5 to Sparta kick all the way home. I ain't got time for no puzzles. What puzzles me is the admission fee I paid to get in here is not going to cover the amount of drywall I'm about to up. What the mean you're calling me police to what? Bring me the key to the city for setting a high score? 30 seconds flat, I'm out that promise you.
And what do we say when somebody flirts with us? I like your eyeballs as well.
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
On Monday night, April 8th, at home in Atlanta, Aaron faced Al Downing of the Los Angeles Dodgers. His mother and father were watching from the stands.
Henry Aaron in the second inning walked and scored. He's sitting on 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. Monday night, April the 8th, 1974.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Charlie Morton comes in, 6-7 record, a 4.47 ERA. More alarming to me is the 2.52 opponent's batting average. That means they're really starting to get the stick on the ball. He's got a high OPS as well. Versus first pitch on the way is 94 at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, grounded over to third. Riley's got it, flips it to first. 5-3 put out. 1 away. One down. Trying to figure out what you're trying to ask, Ethan. Update on Braves TV for next year and the years to come. Why do they give the rights? Do you think they go to TNT? Oh, no. I see what you're asking. The 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. 1-1. There was a law put into place, an FCC law that was passed in the late the latest part of, I want to say 08, 09, somewhere in that neighborhood, is the 1-1 outside wide. 2-1. Long story short, they've made it impossible for a national channel to carry one team. The 1-1, swing and a miss over the top, 2-1, or 1-2, excuse me. That's why TBS went away. They didn't take it down because they didn't want to do it. They did it because as the 1-2 pitch, caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, 2 away. So there was a time, so Ethan, I don't know how old you are if you remember all this, but there was a time where they went from TBS and they went to a split where Fox South at the time it was called. 2 down. Ramos, who has a very good line against Charlie, misses up top, sinker high, it's 1-0. The short of this with the San Francisco lineup tonight, the 3, 4, 5 hitters have all hit a home run off for Charlie, and they all have career batting averages over 300. So we got to keep the 3, 4, 5 guys off the Matt. Yaz has a home run as well, but he's like 1 for 9. And there was another guy in the lineup has a home run. I think it was Wade. The 2-0. Swing. That ball's lifted high and deep into right center field. That ball's going to go off the wall. It's going to be extra bases. Takes a funny hop, and that's going to be a triple into the gap here in the bottom of the first. So, Ethan, what you were asking about with the television, they at one point they tried to go they had it numbered. I think it was 130 games that were on Fox South and 35 or somewhere in that neighborhood were on Peachtree TV. And then they busted it up again and made it where you couldn't hardly, I think at the time they'd made it where you could only carry like at the most 40 channels or 40 games, excuse me. It's either 35 or 40. First pitch up top, first strike, it's 0-1. And what these national channels realized, I think they even whittled it down after that, where you're going to carry like 30. What they realized was, well, it'd be great to carry a team, but the average fan doesn't get in the habit of going over there. The 0-1 sends it foul down the line, 0-2. Now, that could change because people are so much more used to going to different streaming apps nowadays than they were back in the day where you just turned on the cable TV and you were flipping around. But if they did get the rights, they wouldn't, unless something changes in the laws, they would not be able to carry all 162 games. It'd be like 25 games. So basically 1 game a week. The 0-2 curveball just snaps outside, 1-2. Michael Conforto, he has hit a home run against Charlie. Like I said, the 3, 4, 5 guys all have batting averages above 300 and a home run against them. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Charlie put his head down when he released that ball that got slammed into right field. And if that ball was in Atlanta, it's probably gone. If not, it would have hit the very top of the brick wall out there. It got out in a hurry. I mean, it was flying. The 2-2. Curveball misses, ball 3, 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Braves nothing, Giants nothing. Runner at third, 2 outs, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with that curveball diving in. A little surprised he swung at it, but we'll take it. We'll be back in a flash. Grab the bats.
Are you smart?
Yeah.
Are you strong?
Yeah.
Are you brave?
Yeah.
Are you pretty?
Yeah.
Are you kind?
Not really.
Is there a reason why you're going through my phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to see who this little Miss Jumper Cables is. Wait, that's me. Why do you have me saved as that?
It's simple. You always start your
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
All right, time for bed.
Why hasn't that person spoken to you in a while? Is it because they hate you? Maybe everybody's saying bad things about you, and maybe they're trying to cancel you for something you didn't say or do. And what if a nuclear bomb goes off and you don't have enough food or water or weapons? And do you have a contingency plan? And do you have enough money for anything you might need? And maybe...
It had a terrible sag in popularity for a while. No one was particularly interested in it. But it is, I think, at the deepest part of the American psyche, and that's why it's always been, you know, our great game. Pastime is a funny word for it. It's not a pastime. It has to do with the spirit of the people.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Lando Arcia leads us off. 0-0 your score as we begin the top of the second inning. Harrison goes back to work. First pitch, swing and a miss up top, 92 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Sweeping slurve, as they're calling it. In his repertoire, he has a curve, but they're calling it a slurve. Misses outside 1-1. The 1-1, 92 outside wide, 2-1. It is really more of a traditional slurve. It bends coming in. If you're standing at the plate, coming down 2-8. The 2-1, pop back foul, 2-2. So, who was it that asked the question? Was it Brian? Yeah, Brian asked, so in theory, TNT could carry a game every day of the week. Just couldn't be the same team. The 2-2, fouled straight back. Yes and no, because they would have to have one heck of an expensive package with MLB, because you got to realize Sunday ESPN has all the rights. The 2-2, grounded over towards short. Fitzgerald has it, flips it over to first, 6-3, put out, one away. And then you got the Fox broadcast. It's a national broadcast on Saturday. Saturday and Sundays are already taken. Tuesdays are already taken by TBS. It would be more likely that TNT would do one game a week, and it would be a national broadcast. But they could pick a team. They could, in theory, say, hey, we want to pay to do the Braves for once a week. It's possible. First pitch on the way, four-seam fastball, it's on. The reason why these teams don't want to do that, because unless it's built into your culture like TBS was, as the 0-1, swing and a miss, Laureano misses it, it's 0-2. Fastball outside. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. So even if you pick a team that always wins, like the Dodgers in a big market, what happens that 1 year where they're just playing terrible? You're going to get really bad ratings. The 0-2, up top misses, 1-2. I know we would all watch the Braves no matter, but they're looking at the average fan. The 1-2 count, outside wide, 2-2. Very good chance that Ramon Laureano, this is his last game with the Atlanta Braves. Braves have a tough decision to make. Harris comes back tomorrow. Somebody is going to have to get sent away. The 2-2, swing, lifted high and deep into right field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. A solo shot. Your Atlanta Braves. Go Bonzo. He'll take the Grand Tour. Ramon Laureano's 5th home run of the year, 12th RBI, and 365 happy feet towards the drink in McCovey's Cove. Actually landed at Levi's Landing just before you got to the Cove. First pitch on the way outside. They could, in theory, send Luke Williams away. The 1-0. Down and away, 1-1. Now, the Braves writers believe it's going to be one of the three outfielders, White, Duvall, or Laureano. And I see that. I can understand it. 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. But at the same token, Luke Williams can be sent down without having to DFA. The 2-1, outside wide, 3-1. Now, you could also do a ghost IL. You could say Adam Duvall's back's, acting up and send him down to try to work on his swing. That would be my preference. The 3-1, high and inside. And Merrifield will head on down to first. Runner at first, one out, and the Braves got something cooking here. Those of y'all that I saw a few people pick Merrifield, he's halfway to a click. For folks who might be new to the station or listening on radio, we picked a click before the game. People will put it in the chat, and it is defined as a click as the first pitch to White is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. If he gains 2 bases, so if he gets a double, if he 2 walks, a single and a walk, the 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. In theory, when you're picking someone to click, you're expecting them to get 3 bases or more, or some version, 2 bases and an RBI, that kind of thing. The 1-1. Harrison brings it. Swing, chases that one outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Braves 1, Giants nothing. The 1-2. Swing, that ball's laced into right field. It's going to be just foul. It hit a couple of feet to the right of the foul pole at the base of the wall in right field. Braves 1. Giants nothing. Top of the second, the 1-2 pitch. Outside wide slurve, 2-2. That would have been a strike last night. CB Buckner, by the way, they updated his stats. I was looking at it tonight. He is now 88th out of 90 total home plate umpires. The 2-2. Up top misses. His statistics has him ranked 88th. The 2 guys below him are alternates. They're not everyday umpires. So literally CB Buckner is the worst in baseball. The payoff pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. Fastball got him. Eli White got frozen, but I think he was looking on the outer part of the plate. They'd been lulling him to sleep out there, and they went inside with the fastball. Harrison hit the corner. Good pitch. 2 down. Jorge Soler, who walked his first time up. Now with the runner at first, 2 outs. The pitch. Change up right there. First strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, lifted high and deep into right center field. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. It's going to keep rolling. They're going to send Merrifield. Merrifield's rolling. It's 2-0, your Atlanta Braves. An RBI double. The little Soler power. Smacked that ball in the gap. We told you at the top, expected a high-scoring game, and the wind is blowing out to dead center field at right now it says 12 miles an hour. It might be a little stronger than that. All the balls that have been a problem on both sides tonight have all gone towards that area, right center to right field. 2-0 your score. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. They're out there having a quick chat with Harrison. We're going to put the chat up here, a poll up here in a second. And it is going to be a vote on who you think we should kick to the curb tomorrow. If you're just joining us, Michael Harris II is expected to be in the lineup and back for your Atlanta Braves tomorrow night. The home plate umpire, Jeremy Riggs, breaks up the powwow, and we're back to it. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch to Riley. Curveball way outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. That poll is now up if you want to vote on it. The options are is the 2-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up, got underneath it. Riley chased it. He knew he did it. On the end of the bat, it'll be a lazy fly ball in the right field, and that'll end the inning. But up for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 on the board. Let's get it, Braves country.
You call me crazy like I didn't warn you. Yeah. Did you think I was just joking? Did you think I was just playing around? No, honey. We're not well.
Yeah, well, I just want to let you know that I heard that you've been talking some smack, and I just want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter, so if you don't want to get hurt, then you better stop.
I have a joke for you.
Okay?
The government is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
What is wrong with you? Are you talking like today or like in general?
I had a little cry earlier, and I had a big cry last night.
Yeah.
But I'm not crying now.
You're not?
And I think for that,
Yeah.
I'm doing so well.
It is up. It is away.
The explosion of baseball salaries is the result of two things coming to baseball rather late, two very American things: freedom and prosperity. Freedom. Baseball players are virtually the last American worker group that got the right to negotiate with their employers for their salaries by breaking up the reserve clause and getting arbitration and free agency. Wealth. Baseball is enormously popular. 55, 56 million people pay to get into ballparks every year. Not one of them buys a ticket to see an owner. I believe in the labor theory of value. The players are the labor. They create the economic value. They ought to get the lion's share of the rewards.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, curveball. Strike, it's 0-1. So here's my argument for who we should kick to the curb. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. We really do not use backup infielders like ever. And is the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit back up the middle. That's roasted through the infield. That's going to be a leadoff single for the Giants to start at the bottom of the second. So with that being said, if you send Luke Williams back down, you lose a player. And the problem with Laureano is the same problem with Duvall. You can't send them either down. They'd get DFA'd. Laureano's been a disaster in the field. Duvall's been a disaster at the plate. If we could combine those two players, we'd have a pretty good player because we just saw Laureano go deep. First pitch on the way. Fastball outside wide, it's 1-0. And not that Laureano is Babe Ruth, but he puts the barrel on the ball. As I've watched him, and I didn't know much about him until he came there, is the 1-0 pitch is smacked through the hole. It's going to be a single, and runner will go first to third, and Charlie Morton's got a heap of trouble here in the bottom of the second. Bases full of Giants, runners on the corners, nobody out. And the number 7 hitter, tonight's catcher, Patrick Bailey, coming to the plate. Both of those balls have gotten hit really hard. First pitch, swing, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Chop's asking about Chapman. He's already batted. Hopefully he doesn't come up in this inning. Be a bad inning. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, batting .238. Bailey digs in. Darno sets up out. Swing. The ball's chopped over towards second. There's only going to be one play. Olsen tried to make a diving stop. I don't think they would have been able to turn to. It would have been close. The run from third does score, and it's 2-1 Giants. The runner from first goes up to second. Force out 4-3. Olsen dove for the ball. It just got past him. And over there to make the play was Merrifield. He looked over to short to Arcia, but the runner was already sliding into second. He really had no play. So a smart play by Merrifield. Tying run now stands at second. Encarnacion batting 265, takes the first pitch. Curved ball down and away. It's 0-1. Laureano, even the outs he's getting, he's hitting the ball in the screws. So because the offense is so bad, that's why I would like to see them keep him. But I can understand if they let him go because his defense has just been so awful. The 0-1. Hit over to short. Arcea's got it. Fires it across the diamond. A laser will put him away. 6-3, 2 down. Yeah, unfortunately, Mark, Charlie Morton's not an option, and it's setting somebody down. So that's my 2 cents. The only thing Luke Williams has brought to the table since he's been here is he's a pinch runner. We've got a pinch runner in Eli White. First pitch, down and in. It's, I don't know. I do not want to lose Eli White. We've already lost Forrest Wall. Those were the two best base runners by far in the Braves organization. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 1-1. And Eli tends to he tends to have pretty good at bats. He doesn't have any power, but he'll put the ball in play usually. And with his speed, that's all you really need to ask because he puts the ball in play with his speed. Funny things will happen. The 1-1. Swing. Just got a piece of that curveball. That curveball is coming dangerously close to these left-handers again tonight. On that back foot, I've been talking about this for 3 years now. That back foot, Charlie Morton aims, and if he's off, he will hit the left-hander with the curveball, and he'll do it with 2 strikes. It'll just drive you bananas. The 1-2 from Morton. Steps off the mound. That'll be one of his moves considered, though he did not toss to second. Do 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Uncle Charlie got through it. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 2-1.
Apparently today is not Thursday. It is Wednesday, which means tomorrow is not Friday. And now I'm in a bad mood.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Besides, nobody's getting hurt. That guy was already up there when I got here.
I always get excited when somebody likes one of my posts because I'm like, another weirdo.
Aren't you supposed to get as much as you can in our society? If you earn big dough for management, you earn tremendous dough for management. Isn't that what capitalism's all about? Aren't you supposed to get that? So why we blame the guy for being a capitalist?
It was the Emancipation Proclamation of baseball. When the reserve clause was overturned, it disallowed the owners from signing perpetual one-year contracts to ball players, thereby keeping them in the organization for eternity. So basically, it allowed us to go from plantation to plantation based on the highest bid of the plantation owner. And the owners got very upset about that because it inflated salaries, and then ticket prices went up, and television revenue went up, and they found out they were making more money, and they found out, wow, we had a $1.5 million franchise, now we have a $150 million franchise. So they made money, the players made money. The only people that got hurt were the American public, the fans, the integrity of baseball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is right there for a strike. It's on 1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Change up on the outer edge. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lets her rip. Tried to get him to chase that changeup off the plate. Remember, that was the one that he struck out the first time on. Second time through the orders, the Braves have a better idea of what Harrison's like. The 1-2. 93 up top. Misses. 2-2. Marcell Ozuna. Matt Olson. Travis d'Arnaud do up. If anybody gets on, Arcia. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with that changeup again. He is not picking that up. 1 away. I mean, honestly, he essentially has 3 pitches. He's got the curve that bends in and the fastball. If it's not coming out hot, you know it's got to be the changeup. If it's not bending in, the first pitch on the way. 91 right down the pipe, it's 1-0. No, that's easy for us to say sitting here, but the 0-1, outer edge, 0-2. That's why you always see these batters, or excuse me, the pitchers are really has to develop that fourth pitch if they're going to stick around, which I'm sure he will. The 0-2, swing, rolls it over to first. It's going to be an easy put out. Wade steps on the bag, 2 away. Two down. Travis d'Arnaud comes to the plate. Harrison is sitting at 54 pitches. So he's kind of high. Remember, both teams really got into their bullpen last night. The first pitch on the way. Outer edge for a ball. It's 1-0. Giants used their bullpen a little bit more than the Braves did as far as the number. Now, realize Iglesias is the 1-0 outside wide, 2-0. I doubt he is available. He pitched 2 innings, and I've never seen them go to Iglesias the next day. The 2-0. Smacks the side, 2-1. And that was the problem of leaving him in, but you understood why they were being aggressive. They were trying to bounce back from that loss on Sunday. They didn't want to waste another great start by Sale. The 2-1 blasted. If it's fair, it's gone. It's deep, deep, deep. Jackpot, baby. He'll take the Grand Tour. And Travis d'Arnaud, his 13th home run of the year, a solo shot, 381 happy feet. That ball got blasted into the night. And your Atlanta Braves back on top by 2. 381 feet, 103 miles an hour off the bat. That was an unbelievable shot. First pitch on the way to Arcia is smoked towards right field, running back, making the running catches, guys, and that'll end the inning. So 2 hard hit balls, 1 went out. We'll be back in a flash. 3-1 your score.
I'll tell you right now, Christmas need to slow down. I only got $8.
Today we are talking about one of the most distinguished gentlemen in the game. Here is the career of Christy Mathewson. He wasn't just good at baseball, he also turned pro in football, playing fullback for the Pittsburgh Stars of the First National Football League. During his playing career, he became famous for his pitching duels with Mordecai Three-Finger Brown, winning 13 of the 25 games they matched up. His control was on another level. In 338 innings in 1905, he walked just 64 batters. Twice, he had more wins in a season than walks. When he was on the mound, you best not blink or you would miss the game. Many of his complete game gems lasted just barely 90 minutes. His performance in the 1905 World Series might never be matched. In a span of 6 days, he pitched 3 complete games without allowing a run while giving up only 14 hits. In 1908, he had his best season. That year, he set career highs in wins, games, innings, and shutouts. He even led the league in saves that season. During a game in July, he would run from the showers to the mound to preserve a win for the Giants against the Cubs. He was a winning machine, leading the league in wins 4 times, winning 30 or more games 4 times, and winning at least 20 games in 12 consecutive seasons. 5 ERA titles, 2 Triple Crowns, 373 wins, and a 2.13 career ERA. He was one of the best pitchers of all time.
Billy Martin proved what a powerful strategic tool paranoia is. He believed that everyone was against him, and so he spent every waking moment figuring out how imaginary enemies could be defeated in their nefarious plots. And sometimes he not only created strategies to defend against things that would never be done against him, but realized that those attacks were in themselves novel, and he would then try those attacks that he had already dreamed up a defense for. That's why he was so wonderful at suicide bunts and double steals and any way that you could humiliate or psychologically defeat the other team. He was sure that's how the world reacted to him. He was sure the world hated him, and so he turned that really raw, frightening paranoia into wonderful strategic intelligence.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Charlie Morton is a swing and a miss. Curveball away. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, top of the lineup. So this is their second time through the order. The 0-1 blasted deep into center field, going back on the track. It's gone. Fitzgerald got a hanging curveball, and he did not miss. Charlie knew it. Charlie Morton continues to just be an absolute issue. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Ronaldo Lopez is expected to be back later this week. When he does, Charlie Morton needs to go to the bullpen. Let Grant Holmes start and let Charlie Morton piggyback and go from there. He just does not have it anymore. First pitch on the way to Wade is up top for a ball. Cutter misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. He definitely won't be on unless something terrible happens. The 1-0 bang down the line, 1-1. Unless something awful happens and the Braves do make the playoffs, he would not be on a playoff roster. He doesn't bring anything because you're going to want more true bullpen guys available. And as the 1-1, outer edge first strike, 1-2. And he definitely wouldn't be one of the top 3 picks in your rotation. So you would just keep him basically loose in case of an injury. That's all Charlie Morton would bring you towards the postseason. The 1-2, swing and a miss up top. Strikeout number 1 of the inning, the first out of the inning. That being said, Charlie Morton, he's given up 2 runs. But even with the 2 runs given up, he has struck it out 4. First pitch on the way, up top misses. It's 1-0. You still see flashes. That's what's so frustrating about this. You still see flashes of Charlie Morton, of what he was a couple of years ago. The 1-0, curveball outside wide, 2-0. What you were always hoping for him from this year. Nobody really saw him as in the postseason rotation this year, but a guy that could eat innings all year long. The 2-0. Swing, chops it over towards third, rolls foul. Riley will pick it up for it. Decides to take a right turn again. It's 2-1. But it's just getting to the point where it's just you're having a hard time getting him through 5 innings. The 2-1. What I really hate about these games is that these are the games where Snicker hit, man, he will as long as the Braves are scoring, he'll let him go, and you got to be a little more aggressive. He's had 4, in my count, 4 to 5 balls that have been absolutely rocketed, and we're only in the 3rd inning. So back to the question, it is possible for the Braves to start their own network just like the Yes Network. That is possible. It would be something that, depending on how it went, it could be a part of a cable package. You'd probably still have to get the MLB TV somewhere. The 2-1, swung on, rifled foul down the line, 2-2. If it may not get figured out by 2025, and they've said that if it doesn't, that MLB will continue to figure out a way to basically carry it, what would essentially be Bally Sports, the 2-2, down and away, 3-2. I think there's a very good chance that the Braves and a couple other teams, actually more than a handful of teams, could only be available on the MLB TV next year. The payoff pitch, that ball's going to get ripped into left field, down for a base hit, and it's a one-out single. Giants still smacking the ball around here in the bottom of the third. This was the area that I talked about, Ramos, Conforto, and Chapman. That's Ramos. They have very good numbers. The only reason why Fitzgerald, who hit the home run, didn't have good numbers against him, he hadn't faced him. He's a rookie. So Conforto, dangerous left-handed power bat, stands in. First pitch, 96 right there at the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. But if you catch my drift, if Grant Holmes is given the start and you say, Grant, you go as far as you can, but we understand you may only go 4 to 5 innings. The 0-1, chop foul, 0-2. Then if he gets knocked out in the 4th inning or whatever, you could have Charlie Morton come in just to pitch like 2 innings, what they call a swing man, right? And get him to get you to the back of the bullpen. And Charlie Morton has pitched a ton of his career out of the bullpen. He did it in Houston. He did it in Tampa Bay. So this wouldn't be something that he would scoff at. The 0-2, slice down the line. And you can, look, Charlie Morton's a competitor. And you can tell it weighs on him. Some of the mannerisms that he has when he's getting the ball smacked around. Father Time's undefeated. The 0-2, swung on, chopped foul, we'll do it again. And I do believe that's why you see more of the curveball from him than you have in years past, because he doesn't have the belief that his fastball can do. Now, he still brings it. He still brings it up around 95, but when Charlie Morton was elite, he was 96, 97. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, number 5 on the night for Charlie, 2 away. And I can't help pull for Charlie Morton. Although everything he's done for the Atlanta Braves, he's been a warrior. He might have broke his leg in the World Series, but we don't get to that World Series without Charlie Morton. And from everything that people say, he's a leader in the clubhouse. You know, guys just really look up to him. First pitch, 95 up top, it's 0-1. And some of these guys, it's not always what they do on the field, it's how they direct the rest of the clubhouse to keep everyone professionals. And then you also need the goofball. You need the Marcell Ozunas in the clubhouse. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 1-1. And you need the really intense guys like Sale and Strider. So an 0-2 count. Morton, by the way, his pitch count isn't terrible. He's only at 47. You can look at that as a good thing or a bad thing, depending. The 0-2, runner at first, 2 outs. Chapman 1 for 1 on the day. They set up outside wide, brings it. Fastball misses high, way high, 1-2. The 1-2. Charlie's going to flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. Ramos does have speed, so you do have to keep an eye on that. And teams love to run on the Atlanta Braves. The 1-2, curve ball, good take by Chapman, 2-2. Standing on deck is Yaz. He ripped one his last time up. Braves 3, Giants 2. The payoff pitch from Charlie. He lifts his glove, looks back the runner, and brings it. Another curveball nowhere near the zone, 3-2. He's really put himself into a hole here, and because of the nibbling, it's not all on Charlie. Travis is calling those pitches. They've now worked themselves into a full count, which means the runner with very good speed is going to be on the go. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up high and deep. Will it hold? Going back on the track, making the catch is Eli White, and that'll end the inning. Allowed out number 3. Braves lead at 3-2.
What the is wrong with you? Get in your car, dude. Get in your car! I'm in my car. That's fair, man. Can you get in your car? Will you call the cop? Yep.
Yes, I'm beautiful and gorgeous, but I'm also insane. Insane. But don't forget beautiful and gorgeous.
Dear Diary, today I was physically assaulted by my shower curtain. I have never swung so hard at an inanimate object in my entire life. You keep your filthy fibers to yourself. Sincerely signed, someone who hates that.
I was born a dog. I identify as a dog, but according to my mom, I'm just a baby.
Oh, I miss you. Of course you do. It's me.
The Yankees lost the 1976 series to Cincinnati, but won the championship from Los Angeles the next year, powered by a quartet of sluggers. Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, Thurman Munson, and the flamboyant former Oakland star who cheerfully called himself a straw that stirs the drink.
You would walk past Reggie before a game, there'd be a crowd of writers around him, and he would be talking in religious terms. His voice would be sound like a preacher. And then you'd come back 5 minutes later, and he would be talking to a different crowd, and he'd saying, I get to have the same figures that Lee May has, but I get all this money because I put the asses in the seats. The same man 2 minutes later.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ramon Laureano, who smoked one over the right field wall his first time up. Is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. 1-1. You can kind of read the tea leaves, but it depends on how you want to read it. Did Laureano or White get the start tonight because they're about to get sent away and give Duvall rest, or are they over Duvall? The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1. 2-1 to Laureano. Swing! That ball's rifled into left field. That's down for a base hit. I'll tell you what, Ramon Laureano's making it really hard to pull the trigger if they were thinking about kicking him off the team. He is now 2 for 2. Home run, an RBI, a run scored. That ain't too shabby. Whit Merrifield, the ice cream man, comes to the plate. First pitch on the way, right there at the knees. It's 0-1. You know, this is where I would love to see them drop a bunt here. The 0-1. Slurve up top 0-2. Well, it's too late for that now. But Merrifield has shown he can bunt really well. And I'd love to see not a sacrifice, but a drag bunt. Laureano with pretty good speed. Merrifield could fly. It'd be really difficult with a left-handed pitcher if you pushed it towards the right side. The 0-2. Kicks and fires. That changeup is well out of the zone. Braves 3, Giants 2, top of the 4th. Nobody out, runner on first. The pitch. Swing, that ball sliced foul. Braves already with 3 runs on the board. Think about a couple of balls that have come really close. I think one of them, the most, he struck out right after that. But remember the one that Eli White hit into the corner that just missed? That could have made a really big inning. The 1-2, swing, pops it back, foul. Will it stay in play? There's a lot of room here. It will. Over towards the first base dugout, making the catch is Wade, one away. One down, one on, and Eli White coming to the plate. White takes the first pitch outside wide. It's 1-0. It's another guy you could think about dropping a bunt, you could put a lot of stress on this Giants infield if you push it to the right side with the left-hander on the mound, because his momentum takes him towards third. The 1-0 right there for a strike. 1-1. The 1-1 brings it up high and out of the zone. 2-1. It really wouldn't shock me if Duvall is put on the IL. Because I know, look, the hardest thing for them to do, cut Duvall, is because they really like him. The 2-1, swing, fouls it away. Can't remember who it was, since he's been in a slump all year long. And if you're in a slump all year long, sometimes you just suck. But I'm a big Duvall fan, man. He's one of my favorite players that has come through the last 15 years. The 2-2, swing, that ball's hit hard, but right at the left fielder, coming in, making the catch, is Conforto, 2 away. I was hoping that ball may get down, but it got a little too much air under it. 2 down, and Jorge Soler, who's 1 for 1 with the walk, comes to the dish. Soler doubled to center, scoring Merrifield his last time up. Harrison flips it over to first. Braves 3, Giants 2. Top 4. The pitch, down and away, 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, hit hard on the ground, but right at the third baseman. Chapman's got it. Throw in the dirt, but a good stab by Wade will end the inning. Braves get one on, but cannot score. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Yaz leads it off for the G-Men.
That's how you lose an attitude in 30 seconds. Step 1.
Nowadays, most baseball players are compensated very well, but this wasn't always true. Way back when, players would need another job just to be financially stable. So here are some of the more interesting jobs worked by baseball players. Rich Hebner had an 18-year career with over 200 home runs. In the offseason, he traded his bat for a shovel and dug graves for $35 a hole. Despite winning Game 2 of the 1966 World Series, Jim Palmer worked during the offseason, where he sold suits and in his downtime signed a few autographs. Waite Hoyt was once part of the Yankees' most formidable lineup. In his spare time, he worked at a funeral home as a mortician. Rumor has it he once drove to the Polo Grounds with a cadaver in his car, made his start, and then drove it to its intended destination after the game. In 1920, Babe Ruth decided the baseball field wasn't the only place he wanted to be a star. That year, he starred on the big screen in the movie Headin' Home and made some extra cash while he was at it. Roy Campanella started his own farming business after he was rewarded 100 baby chickens for every home run he hit. He went home with 1,400 baby chickens. In 1957, Stan Musial and Willie Mays both worked after-season jobs. Musial sold Christmas trees and Mays sold cars. Not only was Denny McLain a 30-game winner, he was also an organist. He even made it all the way to the Ed Sullivan Show.
What you need to do is worry about your own sins. God ain't gonna be asking you about mine.
Will you pray the day before the playoffs?
Well, I'll pray
every day. I try to talk to God every day, and I will pray during the national anthem, which is my period of meditation for praying. No, really, if you stick around the game, you listen to an old veteran like me, I'll show you how to talk on the air, boy. Yeah, talk, to TV. No, really, TV, cameras and going on like that. Huh? I'm telling you, man, I'll show you how to make a living with this stuff. I'll show you how to have the people eating right out of here.
2 outs and 2 on in the 7th inning here at Fenway. Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get it. It's a home run.
Welcome back. First pitch from Charlie Morton is a changeup down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Charlie's been living on that curve and four seam. He regularly throws those two combined for 68% of the time. The 1-0. Four seam fired back down the left field line, foul and out of play. About 10 rows back towards the corner and left. 1-1. Then he throws that sinker and change, about an even split. Both of them at about 11 to 12%. The 1-1, curveball down and in, 2-1. We haven't seen much of the cutter tonight. Maybe he's just not feeling it. Some of these pitchers get out there to the mound and they don't have good control of a pitch, and they just kind of push it aside. The 2-1, chop foul down the line, 2-2. Braves lead at 3-2, bottom of the fourth. It's probably going to take some runs to win this game. Wind's still blowing out to deep center field. The 2-2 from Morton. Winds and kicks. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 95 up top. 1 away. One down. That's pretty funny. For people listening on radio, they're talking in the chat about sending Olsen back to Oakland. First pitch on the way. Just strike right down the pipe. It's 0-1. I can just see AA calling up Oakland because, hey, we kept the receipt. Is there any way we can? The 0-1. Outside wide. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Curveball right at the knees. 1-2. Braves 3, Giants 2. The 1-2. Curveball swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into center field. We got problems once again. A 1-out single here in the fourth. It's going to be really hard to trade someone, Brian, when the trade deadline gets already passed. Runner on first, 1 out. That'll bring Encarnacion to the plate. He's 0 for 1. First pitch. Whoa, high and inside sinker misses. 1-0. Encarnacion grounded out in the second inning. Love a double play ball here. The 1-0. Snapping curve at the knees. 1-1. Yeah, we're not. Look, Olson's not going anywhere. Murphy's not going anywhere. Remember, we locked him up for 6 years right after we got him, so no one's taking on that contract. The 1-1. Sinker inside almost gets him. They got to quit throwing that ball. That's the second time they've almost hit Encarnacion. They may be trying to set something up there, but he's going to end up doing what he does to left-handers with the curveball if he keeps throwing that. The 2-1. Righty-righty. The pitch. Swing, chops it back, foul, 2-2. Standing on deck is the number 9 hitter, Wisely. So you'd really like to get this taken care of before you go back to the top of the order. Fitzgerald hit a home run his last time up. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Curveball down below the knees. 2 away. Charlie Morton, though he's given up 2 hits, he's had a lot of balls hard hit. 6 hits he's given up. And I'd say 8 or 9 balls have been hit hard. He has struck out 7. That'll bring the left-handed bat of Wisely to the plate. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, hit him. There's that curveball that he likes to hit the lefties with. They start him out with it, and there you go. Play stupid games, get to stupid prizes. Darno's checking up on Wisely, appears to be okay, but now you bring the dangerous bat of Tyler Fitzgerald to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. His last time up, he took a fastball from Charlie Morton and pounded it down his throat over the left center field wall. 425 feet his last time up. And that's great that he's engaged and he rolls his eyes and in disgust every time he's making a mistake. But he keeps making these mistakes. And that curveball to the left-hander, man, that even when he doesn't hit them, he comes dangerously close a lot. First pitch on the way to Fitzgerald. Curveball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. That is the pitch that Fitzgerald got. It was a hanging curve. I think I might have said, I remember now it was a hanging curve just above the knees, and he pounded it. The 0-1. Swung on, lifted. High into right field. Should be playable. Laureano, so you never know. No, he'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Tell you what, it's never a dull moment in Braves country. We'll be back in a flash. The heart of the order coming up.
I don't think people realize how much of a burden it is carrying around such a thick personality. Walking around with an absolute dump truck of a vibe is not easy.
All right, we are going to do northern versus southern words, okay?
Here we go.
We got ready? Okay, the stuff you put in your car is oil. Oil.
No, it's oil. That's motor oil.
I ruined, R-U-I-N-E-D.
I ruined my britches.
I drink soda.
Pass me a Coke.
I pushed the shopping cart.
That's a boogie.
Wash. I wash my clothes. W-A-S-H.
I washed my clothes.
There's no R in it. No R in it.
I washed my britches.
Okay. The house is on fire.
House is on fire.
Fire.
Fire. Kind of like a car tire fire.
What?
A car tire fire.
Oh, I'm wearing pants.
I'm wearing britches.
Pants.
Britches.
Pants. And our last one is, I wear underwear under my pants. No,
your
that's...
drawers. Your drawers.
That's what goes in a dresser.
Nah, that's your drawers.
Drawers.
Your drawers.
Your drawers. D-R-A-W-E-R-S. It goes in a dresser.
No, drawers is what you wear under your britches.
In 1978, Steinbrenner's Yankees came from 14 games behind and then beat the Red Sox in a dramatic and, for Boston fans, excruciating one-game playoff to win the division title. It was the greatest comeback in American League history.
And a happy Bucky Dent.
New York then took the World Series from the Dodgers, but Steinbrenner was not satisfied.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way, swung on, chopped foul. After the 1-0 pitch down the line, it's 1-1. The 1-1. up top. Just misses high, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Swing! That ball's hammered into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Austin Riley will slam on the brakes. He thought about taking second. Almost got that bullet in the gap, but a good defensive play on the center fielder Ramos. Great hustle. Cuts that ball off. I thought it was going to keep kicking to the right and get up against the wall, but kind of took a funny bounce, and he stuck with it. Marcell Ozuna to the plate, first pitch. Misses outside wide, four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. Ozuna 0 for 2. He's really had a trouble with that changeup. We'll see if he's made an adjustment. The 1-0. Swing, pops it back foul. Changeup, 1-1. He was a little slow on that changeup. I don't know if he's trying to sit on that slurve, but usually the changeup isn't going to be the pitch that handcuffs you like that. The 1-1. 92 up top. 1-2. So 1-2 count. He struck out 2 times before, both on the changeup on the outer edge. The 1-2. Four-seam fastball up top, misses, 2-2. Might have been just trying to set him up there. I still think they're going to try to finish him off with that changeup. But you can't sit on that because there's too much of a difference between that and his fast. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. I think that's what he was doing. Third strikeout of the night, went away. He was well behind that fastball. He had to have been sitting on the change. 1 down, and Matt Olson comes to the plate. Last time up, Matt Olson dribbled to first, but the first time he hit a ball deep into left center field. First pitch, change up outside wide, swing and a miss. Chase one off the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up. Underneath, going back, making a catch. Kind of drifting into center field is the shortstop, Fitzgerald, 2 away. It's funny. Smack talked about Pitt Fitzgerald. Welcome to the show, kid. You hit a pop-up. He just hit a home run. I saw that when we were going to break. He just hit a home run his last time up. I think he was welcoming Charlie Morton to retirement. Travis d'Arnaud comes to the plate. First pitch. Swing. That ball's blasted down the left field line, but foul. My God almighty, did he hit up that. That was a rocket. His last time up, he smoked one down the left field line, but could not keep it fair. I think he's going to get the slow stuff here this time. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Yep, got that changeup. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Harrison comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Man, he made him look foolish with that changeup. He's done that to him and Ozuna. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead by 1. Harrison, 89 pitches into the night.
I don't want to party like it's 1999. I want to buy a house and groceries like it's 1999, all right?
Meal prep this, meal prep that. Oh, I can't on Sunday because I have to meal prep all day. Here's my meal prep right here. I will obliterate a TV dinner daily until they lay me to rest. But oh my God, the chemicals in that. Do you even know what you're eating? Have you ever read the ingredient list? Save it. I don't give a ignorance is bliss, baby. Let me enjoy my school cafeteria slop in peace.
Talking about one of the best women to ever play the game, Doris Sam. Her career began at the age of 11 when she started playing softball with girls who were older than her. She went on to help her softball team win the state championship in 7 of the next 8 years. She is widely considered to be the only six-tool player in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. She could hit for average and power. She could field, run, throw, and pitch. Even when the league went from underhand pitching to sidearm, she never skipped a beat, and if anything, she got better. At one point, she converted from pitcher to outfielder. She still ended up being an all-star at both of those positions at one point in time. Speaking of all-star teams, she made 5 of them to go along with her 2 Player of the Year awards. She won a batting title, a home run title, and was consistently among the leaders in offensive and pitching categories. Not only did she throw a no-hitter in her career, she also threw a perfect game. In her All-American Girls Professional Baseball League career, she had 15 more RBIs and 18 more runs than games played. Simply put, she was the best.
What made baseball so special for me as a young child, and what I wanted to give to my children, was a sense of continuity, a sense that the players that you cared about would be back the next year, and they were part of your family, and you knew their strengths and you knew their weaknesses. You even knew how they stood at the plate. I mean, I used to know how Carlton Fisk was going to go through all these crazy maneuvers before he hit the ball, and I used to know the spot on the left field wall that he would always hit, or I knew the way Burleson would get a double.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-2. Charlie Morton's going to go back to work. He's only at 68 pitches. First one is on the way. Changeup missed outside. It's 1-0. Wade. And then the 3-4-5 hitters. Ramos, Conforto, and Chapman do up. The 1-0. Inside 2-0. Charlie Morton's been all over the place tonight. Morton, 7 strikeouts, but 6 hits allowed. The 2-0. Curveball right there at the knees on the outer edge, 2-1. Two-one count. Bottom of the 5th, nobody out. The pitch. Up top, changeup, smacks the top of the zone, 2-2. Wade didn't like it, but it was definitely a strike. The 2-2 brings it. 95 misses well out of the zone. 3-2. Charlie Morton, the payoff pitch. Swing, chops it over towards first. Olson's got it. He'll step on the pillow. 1 away. Some news and notes you might have missed. Charlie Morton comes set. First pitch on the way, 94 out wide. It's 1-0. Atlanta Braves recalled Jimmy Herget to join the Atlanta bullpen, opting Zach Logg down to AAA. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ronaldo Lopez begins his rehabilitation assignment tonight with the Stripers. It's expected for him to only have the 1 start. The 1-1. Swing, chops it over towards third. Scoop by Riley, nifty play. He flips it to Olson. 5-3 all the way, 2 down. Tell you what, that could have turned out poorly. That was an in-between hop. He was charging the ball, and I don't think he expected it to take off like that, and he was able to get that Olay grab as the momentum kind of brings your glove up. That'll bring Conforto to the plate. He's 0 for 2. 94 out wide. It's 1-0. Conforto 0 for 2. Dangerous bat. You'd love to get him out here and not have Chapman come up with someone on. The 1-0. Lifted into center field, but drifting back, making the catch is Orlando Arcia. The Magic Kingdom send us to the 6th. He'll lead us off. Laureano Merrifield to follow.
Let's go. Your remaining years on Earth. 75 years. That's, man. Dude, I'm going to be on Earth for 75 more years, dude. I got to live more dangerously. 75, dude. Dang. Dang. That's too long, honestly, dude. I hope Earth gets better.
What is going on here?
I do not want to work.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm tired of it. What happened to the girls who get to stay home and cook and clean and that's their job?
That's also a type of work, lady. I don't understand. You don't want to do anything or you don't want an office job?
And they get to just like relax during the day and just make sure everything's good when their husband comes home.
Oh, she doesn't want to work but wants to be a housewife but doesn't have a husband but wants to be a housewife that only relax. This one is more confused than a plastic bag trying to carry fire.
I don't want to be doing this. Whoever did that,
Bleep.
to all of you.
Not everyone should be allowed to have free access to internet and mobile phone.
Willie Stargell really was a good man. All the hopes that we direct toward other ball players came true in his case. I remember the 1971 World Series where those same two teams had played 7 games. And Stargell was a great player that year. And the leader had led the league in runs batted in and did almost nothing in the World Series. He popped up, struck out, same in the playoffs. And he never complained. He never said anything. He walked back. He never threw his bat down. And I went up to him after the series and near the end, and I said, how can you do this? You must be dying. And his little son, Wilver Stargell Jr., was playing in the locker. And Willie made a gesture toward him, and he said, the time comes when a man really has to be a man. And that's the kind of man he was.
Swayman is a high fly ball into deep right center field. Back goes single and away back to the wall. It's gone.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia. Misses up top, but called for a strike. What? They put a ball on the screen, but it looked like he called it a strike. We'll see if they straighten that out. Right now it says 2-0 on the count. Home plate umpire Jeremy Riggs made the move like it wasn't the 2-0. Knuckle curve, 2-1. Maybe he didn't mean to make that motion. It would make more sense that it is 2-1. The 2-1, down and away, 3-1. New pitcher on the mound, the right-hander, Sean Yell, spelled Hjelle. The 3-1, chop foul off his instep. Do it again. Yell kind of has a herky-jerky motion from the right side. Kind of slingshots it. The 3-2 pitch. Swing hit hard up the middle, but right at the shortstop. It'll be a 6-3 putout, one away. Sean Yell, if he looks big, he is. He is 6'11", 228 pounds. Drafted out of the University of Kentucky in 2018, second round overall, 45th pick. First pitch on the way to Laureano is right there at the knees for a strike. It's on 1. He's got a 3.79 ERA through 57 innings this year. The 0-1. Sinker drops in 0-2. The sinker, both pitches, it looks like it's confusing Bailey, but he's making the catch. The 0-2. Knuckle curve down and away, 1-2. Sean Yell is really moving fast in this at bat. He gets the ball and just goes right back to work. He's out of Fridley, Minnesota. 27-year-old, once again, 6'11". The 1-2. Swing lifted into center field, going back on the track. Making the jumping catch, is the center fielder Ramos. Thought that might get over his head. But it does not. 2 away. My word. He had to make a jumping catch at the very last second. He was drifting back and then all of a sudden had to leap. Those are usually the ones that go off the wall, smacks off the glove. First pitch on the way to Merrifield. Over the top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Braves 6.5 back now of the Phillies, who lost today. More importantly, they came into tonight one up on the Mets for the final wild card standing, and the Mets took the L at home to the A's. Phillies lost to the Marlins. The 0-2. Dribbles it over to short. Oh, that ball's going to go off Fitzgerald's glove, and that's going to be an E6. We'll take it. 1 on, 2 outs. And the Book of Eli is due up. See if they leave him in or if they bring in Kid Kelnick. I kind of would like to see them hold off on bringing Kid Kelnick in because, to me, ideally, it would be better to bring Kelnick in. They will leave White in. First pitch up top is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. First strike, it's 0-1. To me, it's more ideal to bring Kelnick in defensively later in the game. He's just not swinging the bat well at all. The 0-1. Swing chopped over towards first. Just foul. Wade was standing right there at the first base side because he was holding on the runner. That was about to be an easy out. So an 0-2, anything that gets down in the gap would score a run with Merrifield speed. The 0-2. Yell brings it. Swing, chops it foul. We got to get this guy Yell traded over to the Atlanta Braves. Be a perfect jersey for Yelton to have. Spelled very similar, or sounds very similar. I guess it's not spelled that. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. You're seeing the knuckle curve and the sinker primarily from Yell. Runner at first, 2 outs. Yell, his 18th pitch of the inning. Jorge Soler looms on deck to pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with that knuckle curve. That'll end the inning. We get one on but can't capitalize. It's 3-2, hitting the bottom of the 6th. Got to try to hold him here.
These kids nowadays really think they know what stress is. Back when we was growing up and you missed a TV show, you really missed it.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Have you thought about managing in the future?
I have thought about it. Me and Stephen Vogt actually talked about it while he was here, and how fun it'd be. Hopefully manage a winning team. I think that'd make it a lot more fun. But I've definitely thought about it, yeah.
Would family conditions change any of that?
Yes, that would definitely be a huge conversation for us, especially with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I know the hours being a manager is more so than being a player, because as a manager you want to be here before your players and you want to stay later than your players to make a great impression on your players. So that definitely be a huge conversation that is a lot longer than a small little Braves question. It'd probably be a multiple week, multiple month type of question.
I think in the end, the thing that appealed to me most was the fact that it rewarded merit, that there is a justice to the game, that if you score, it goes up on the board, and if I score more than you, you lose and I win. That and the idea that we do it together, community. If only life were that easy, that whenever we learned to cooperate with one another and did the right thing, we won. That's what baseball is.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Charlie Morton goes back out there, 79 pitches in. First pitch on the way to Chapman is a bending curve inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Strangely enough, they put a number up there, of course. I just don't know if I buy into it as much nowadays. The 1-0. Down and away 1-1. Or 2-0, excuse me. Charlie Morton gets harder to hit the deeper he gets into a game. But he's just been so erratic lately, it's hard to lean on that statistic. The 2-0, 94 up top, 2-1. I wish I had jotted it down when I saw it, but essentially starts off at batting 270 the first time through, around 240 the second, and 202 the third. The 2-1 misses up top, ball 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Pitch on the way. Curveball right there at the knees. Full count. Chapman desperately was trying to get on there. He started to walk down towards first, but that definitely hit the zone. So a full count from Charlie. Critical part in this game. Braves lead by 1. The payoff pitch. Nowhere near the zone. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Ball 4. That ball was high and out of the zone. Darnode had to stick his arm up as high as it would go. That thing would have went to the backstop. A's beat the Mets 9-4. First pitch on the way, change up in, it's 1-0. Phillies got blanked by the Marlins 5-0 at home in Philly. Mets were at home as well against Oakland. I believe that was Blackburn, the guy they got in the trade, facing his former team, and he got smoked. The 1-0. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. Braves need to talk to their scouting director and find out what the secret is to hitting Blackburn. He's been pretty solid all year. He's not a blow-away pitcher, but they obviously knew how to hit him because they absolutely slapped him around. Cleveland beat the Cubs 2-1, so that's good news in Braves country. Cubs not realistically the main threat, as Charlie flipped it over first to keep the runner by. But they are looming in the background. Detroit 15-1 against Seattle. Detroit doesn't beat anybody by that amount. The 1-1, foul straight back, 1-2. Boston stays hot. They win 9-4 over Texas. Kansas City pounded by Minnesota 13-3. Yankees bounce back and beat the White Sox 4-1 tonight, and the Dodgers take it to Milwaukee 7-2 in Wisconsin. The 1-2. Curveball misses outside wide, 2-2. Toronto leads the Angels 5-0 in the 6th. Rockies, they're heading to the 7th in Arizona. They lead the Diamondbacks 3-2. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. San Diego 2-0 over Pittsburgh. They are in the 6th. Earlier tonight, the Reds beat St. Louis. Houston over Tampa Bay, and that's your out-of-town scoreboard. The 2-2 from Charlie. Sets it up, brings it. Hammered into the right field corner. Just foul. Just foul. Probably a foot or so to the left, and we would have had some big-time problems. It shot off the wall. If that thing stays fair, they would have had the go-ahead run at second. Chapman may have scored, but probably would have been at third. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball. One away. Big strikeout. Huge strikeout. The Braves come into tonight into the action. As we look at the standings real quick. It's really not something I'm fixating on right now because as close as it is, the main thing is you got to keep winning. You got to get out there and get the wins. When you get to September, that's when it really gets to, well, how far are we in front and what's the magic number, all that stuff. Right now, it's so close, it's going to swing back and forth several times. The first pitch on the way to Bailey's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Atlanta, after that Mets loss tonight, they're 1.5 up. If this lead holds, they would be 2 up on New York and 3.5 up on San Francisco. Charlie flips it over to first. Keep the runner close by. If San Francisco were to come back to win, we would be then one game in front of the Mets and 1.5 in front of San Francisco. The 0-1 to Bailey. Swing, rattles it foul. Got a piece of one of them. Must have just gotten a piece of the mask of Darnode. Bailey actually went back to ask Darnode if he was okay, and he must have just grazed him. Those catchers always keep an eye on each other. They know they take a beating all year long. The 0-2 to Bailey. Runner on first, the pitch. Runner goes. The throw got him. Nice. Throw by Darnode. Throwing from his knees, essentially. And an accurate throw. I'd like to see the jump on that. See if he got a good jump. Chapman, it's funny. He's not a guy you think of as a stolen base guy, but he does have double-digit stolen bases last several years. So 1-2 to Bailey. Bases clear. The pitch. Checks foul down the line, back behind the screen. 1-2. Still never saw an actual look on if he got a good jump or not. Hoping the San Francisco it's a good throw by Darnode nonetheless. The 1-2 misses high, four-seam fastball, 2-2. Yeah, for whatever reason, neither one of the feeds showed the jump. The 2-2 swung on, grounded up the middle, diving backhanded grab by Merrifield. He'll fire it over to Olsen, and we're out of the inning with two very impressive defensive plays. We'll grab the bats heading to the 7th.
What's a sound nobody heard in a while?
Modern music is absolutely garbage. And I don't mean just hip-hop, but I mean country, rock and roll, classical, rap. It all sounds the same. It's not even about the body of work no more. You can be famous off of one single. I seen a TikToker the other day that became famous off of a song, and she announced that she was going on tour off of one song. Like, what you gonna do? You gonna repeat the same song for 2 hours? 80s and the 70s and the 60s. You could tell the difference between Johnny Cash and Ray Charles. Everyone is trying to transition into something. The talent doesn't exist anymore.
The Peaky Blinders emerged as a notorious street gang in Birmingham, England during the 1880s. Comprised mainly of young criminals from lower to middle class backgrounds, the group engaged in a wide range of criminal activities, including robbery, violence, racketeering, illegal bookmaking, and gambling control. During that era, the name could stem from the gang's criminal tactics, as they were known to approach victims from behind and pull down their hats over their faces to prevent them from identifying their assailant.
Hey, does anybody else hit the lock button on their key fob 6 times in a row like it's going to make their car lock harder or something? Or is it just me?
There was a period when ball players were heroes, maybe for 100 years. And then there was a period when there was a lot of knocking down of heroes, of diminishing them. I hope we're reaching a period where we don't look up to the ball player or down at the ball player, but try to look at him levelly and see his gifts and his determination and his craftsmanship as heroic. But at the personal level, don't demand more of him than we do of people in our own family, ourselves, or our friends.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. What a gritty performance by Charlie Morton, his 2000th career strikeout tonight. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 earned runs, and the Braves lead at 3-2 heading to the 7th. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler is down below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. We got to get some insurance runs. The 1-0, 94 up top, 1-1. New pitcher in the game now. We'll introduce him. The right-hander brings it. Curveball in the dirt, 2-1. Landon Roop, 25-year-old from Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. Played his college ball at UNC Wilmington, so he's from Braves country. The 2-1. Sinker right down the pipe, 2-2. He's drafted in 2021 by the Giants in the 12th round. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jorge Soler down on strikes, 1 away. With all likelihood not having the services of Raciel Iglesias tonight, you'd like to get some insurance. First pitch on the way to Riley, swung on. That ball's hammered over to shortstop. A great stab by Fitzgerald. That ball was smoked. He had to go to his backhand it, heading towards left field. 2 away. Hard hit ball. 102 off the bat. Marcell Ozuna stands in. First pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Sure, he's happy to see anybody but Harrison. He did not fare well against the left-hander. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Curveball misses. So a 2-0 count. Swing. That ball's hammered up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. And it is a 2-out single for the Big Zoo, bringing the left-handed bat of Matt Olson to the plate. He hit that ball in the screws. Rifled between the 4-6 hole, just left of the second base bag. First pitch to Olson is swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Who had, after that first inning or so, who had Charlie Morton with a quality start on your bingo card? The 0-1, inside, 1-1. And that right there is the definition of a guy who doesn't have his best stuff and he made it work somehow. Now, granted, San Francisco's offense is rated towards the bottom of the major leagues, but nonetheless, the 1-1, right there at the knees, 1-2. If y'all missed the game last night, what a classic that was. That is one of the all-time best games I've seen all year. 1-0 Braves in extra innings. The 1-2, chop foul down the line. Blake Snell and Chris Sale put on a clinic. The one thing about Iglesias, he could be available because, though he did throw 2 innings, and they typically wouldn't put him back out there, it was only 21 pitches. The 1-2 to Olson, up high and out of the zone, 2-2. In a perfect world, they'd like to get a cushion here and not have to use him tonight. Remember, you don't have Minter. He's on the IL. And Jimenez has been used quite a bit the last few days. The 2-2. Outside wide, 3-2. I would tend to think their game plan would be one or the other I can't imagine they would both pitch because you'd really be in a bind tomorrow in the next. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball is lifted into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Marcell Ozuna goes first to third, and we got runners on the corners. 2 outs. Travis d'Arnaud, who has really been swinging the bat well tonight, though it was against the left-hander, is coming to the plate. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is up high for a ball. It's 0-1. The 1-0. Outside wide. 2-0. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. The 2-0 to d'Arnaud. The pitch. Right down the pipe, 95 miles an hour, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. That ball's pelted down the left field line, but foul again. Man, has he had some balls that he has absolutely smoked tonight. Braves 3, Giants 2. Deuces wild here in the top of the 7th. 2 on, 2 out, the 2-2. Flips it over to first to keep it close by. To give you an idea, the Giants rank in the bottom half of the league in scoring here in 2024. Same thing with their batting average. The 2-2, swing, chops it foul back behind home plate. Took a funny hop back there. We'll do it again. They are 20th out of 30 teams in home run scored. So anyways, the point is not one of your top offenses in baseball. The 2-2. Swing, pops it up. They'll let stay in play. They chase it over. Yep, that'll stay in play. It's actually going to drift back into fair territory. The wind pushing it. That'll end the inning. We'll hit the bottom of the 7th inning. Get up and stretch, Braves country. We lead by just 1 run.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball. Me out to the top. Find me something of Cracker Jack.
back to Braves Country Baseball. Jesse Chavez comes in, so that tells you where we're at in this bullpen. That bullpen has been taxed the last few days, and we've got another tight ball game, so this is going to be an adventure to get this one. First pitch on the way from Jesse is a sinker just off the edge, misses this one. And if he's not going to get those calls, he's probably going to have a hard time. Those are usually Jesse's pitches. The 1-0. Cutter up top, 1-1. You just look at the bullpen usage. You kind of saw this coming. You don't really have a lot of options to close out the game. The 1-0 out and away, or the 1-1 out and away, 2-1. The 2-1 count. Swing, chops it up the middle, but right to Merrifield. He'll flip it over to first, and it's a 4-3 put out. One away. The guys that they have set up for tonight really aren't strikeout guys. You just got to hope that they hit the zone and that maybe they hit it right to the defense. Dylan Lee, remember, is back, so he could be an option. He could be the setup guy in the 8th. That could be a very realistic thing. First pitch on the way is a sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. When you got the left-hander Wade due up, possibly in the 8th, they may start off with Lee. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Wisely, number 9 hitter. If you could get Wisely and then Fitzgerald back-to-back, that would set up Wade to lead off, and Conforto is the 3 hitter, so there'd be 2 lefties in the 8th. You could probably see Dylan Lee. The 0-2, caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 2 away. Good pitch. Those of y'all listening on radio, that had little Greg Maddux action on it. Greg Maddux was always called it a change or his 2-seamer, but that was his sinker, and it had that same action where it started in on your hip as the first pitch. It's fouled back. It's 0-1. Starts in on the hip on the lefty and then just dips back over to the plate. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. If you're looking at the bullpen options, the realistic options, this late in the game, Dylan Lee, the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Pierce Johnson, and then they may either send Jimenez out there for yet another day in a row, which would shut him down for tomorrow, and leave Iglesias for tomorrow, or vice versa. That would be my guess. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Jesse Chavez did what he needed to do. He got a 1, 2, 3. We head to the 8th. Let's get some insurance, Braves Country. God dog it.
I feel like if God wanted to make me mentally stable, he would have made me mentally stable, but he didn't. So lock your doors.
After that tough 7-game series, Rodman had comments.
Yes.
You know, about Larry Legend. Then they come to you.
Yeah.
And you had comments.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Game 7, I think Larry has like a triple-double, like, you know, he torched Rodman, right? So Rodman's all upset. They get him the mic, and he says what he says, right? And I kind of echo it. Now, here's the beauty of it. Larry, you had my career right in the palm of your hand. Had you handled that press conference different, you could have just like, but this is what this man said.
If the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us. But I just feel sorry for Isaiah because, you know, just walking in this room and seeing everybody, it must have touched a lot of people. But if Isaiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
Come on, we've been in them locker rooms, taking tough losses. You know, competition sometimes brings the best out of you and the worst. Isaiah was a great basketball player. He had a big career ahead of him. To damage his career by saying something I didn't mean.
Do you think I'm elitist?
course I do. You needn't worry about that. No, not in the good way.
Ever since the players had formed their union in 1966, tensions with the owners had steadily escalated. There had been a strike or a lockout every time they had had to negotiate a new contract.
Basically what? They're arguing over how to spend our money, right? You know, I mean, I'm a baseball fan. I like to see them play ball, but, you know, I have no sympathy for either party. None.
The fact that it shut down and stayed shut down was devastating. I can remember being in New York in the fall and being on a 7 train and going past Shea Stadium, and it looked like a graveyard to me. I can remember just thinking they should be playing right now, and just being so angry to the point where there were tears in my eyes.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way, swung on by Arcia. It's going to be a tough play, but he runs like a tortoise, so it'll be a 5-3 put out, one away. Thanks for hitting that like sign. We finally got it down. Mo Laureano had a couple of hard-hit balls tonight. 2 for 3 on the day. The first pitch is sinker up top. For a strike, he does not like it. Can't blame him, though. He has called a few of those up there. 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. Laureano got things going with a solo shot. His first time up. The 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Landon Roop back out there for a second inning of work. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty curveball. That thing moves around like a wiffle ball. 2 away. It's one thing the Giants always have. They always have very good bullpen. I think outside of anybody else in baseball, they have been the best, not counting last year, they have been the best at playing platoon baseball to perfection. First pitch on the way is a fastball way outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to Merrifield. 94 sinker at the knees, 1-1. Landon Roop really works quickly. You know, the younger these guys are that come up, they work much quicker. They're used to this clock. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Pitch outside wide. 2-2. Bounces off the glove. It is Pierce Johnson warming up for the 8th inning, so there's one of your answers, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Well, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Your Atlanta Braves lead it by just 1.
Hey, can somebody explain to me why we can't even give away a used mattress, but we'll spend $300 a night to sleep on one at a hotel?
One of the things I really love about mine and my wife's relationship is the fact that she told me we ended up together because she manifested it. I love that, because nothing makes a fella feel better than knowing some she-shaman meddled with free will by means of witchcraft in order to find a mate. And unlike the rest of us, who have to attract people by earnestly flirting and by exercising caution in order to suppress red flags, this witch lit a sage stick and prayed to Venus for my weenus. And so there I was, sitting at a bar with my plentiful 20s, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm about to be blindsided by a Bette Midler spell that some date snake conjured up by doing crystal math and some Drew's my boo voodoo. And so I love my wife, and she is my soulmate. But I'll never know if it's me saying that or if it's some lemur demon who's got a hold of my boy loins just making me move it.
As the memory of the crippling strike of 1994 faded away, baseball's popularity surged, but rumors and suspicions about performance-enhancing drugs kept surfacing. Over the years, A few sports writers and broadcasters had tried to call attention to steroids' infiltration of the national pastime, but nothing was done, and doping became an open secret in the game.
I don't think a bunch of owners, general managers got into a room and they said, we got a great thing going here. Turnstiles are humming, fans love it, let's not do anything. I think what happened was when they were clued enough into what was happening, it was already too late without really getting their hands very dirty. Cleaning it up meant taking down the biggest players in the game. And that was an undertaking they weren't going to touch until somebody made them touch it.
Welcome back. Pierce Johnson. First pitch on the way. Curveball up top, high and out of zone. It's 1-0. Brian Sticker trying to tiptoe through the tulips here. He's got Pierce Johnson, who's normally the sixth inning guy, here on the 8th. The 1-0. Curveball down and away. 2-0. Thought it might be Lee because you got two left-handers due up in this inning. It would make a ton of sense, but that's not the route he went. The 2-0. Up top, misses 3-0. Pierce Johnson quickly behind 3-0. Lamont Wade Jr. Last thing you want to do is walk him. The 3-0 count. 94 right down the pipe he was taking all the way. 3-1. He's asking Pierce Johnson to be the guy that slams the door here. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. So a 3-2 count. His last 7 outings, he has thrown 6 2/3 innings, given up 4 runs. The 3-2. Swing lifted into left field, going back, and that's going to get over the head of Solaire. And that's going to be a leadoff double for the Giants, and here we go again. I think we have a little better glove out there in the outfield. You got Kelnick out there. Kelnick makes that catch. That's for sure. No, it's hard to predict those types of things, but tying run at second, nobody out. First pitch on the way. Curveball nowhere near the zone. 1-0. Ramos 2 for 3. Pierce Johnson has a 5.4 ERA in his last 7 outings. Not the ideal guy you want out there. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped hard on the ground off of Riley's glove. And I don't know what the hell he just did, but it's an error on Riley. The ball comes off his glove. He was then trying to throw the runner out, and the ball came flying out of his hand. He's probably not getting him after he spit the bit the first time. Ramos with pretty good speed. It's going to be hard to get there. Riley with another, man, that was a terrible, what in the world? That ball shot out the back of his hand, smacked him in the face. That'll be an error. Sure, we'll get a comment shortly about how playing golf has caused that. Abreu is out there to talk to Johnson. He's saying, man, you're about to get me fired. Would you get it together? Pierce Johnson now with runners on first and second, nobody out. Not only has he had that high ERA, 5.40, he's got a high whip. 1.95 in his last 7 outings, and that's the guy you turn to in the 8th. Oof. First pitch on the way to Conforto is a curveball nowhere near the zone. 1-0. Yeah, Riley's definitely not getting a Gold Glove. He's had too many And he will make some great plays over there, but he's had too many mental errors all year long. The 1-0. Chop foul off the plate, 1-1. Let's say if you're thinking of Riley, he's basically, honestly, he's about what Chipper Jones was at third. Usually makes the routine play, can make some great plays, but will also have some miscues. The 1-1. Chopped over towards second. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. Great throw by Arcia and a very good feed by Merrifield. That was a slow developing double play. Merrifield had to play it the way it was because the runner was about to cut in front of it, so he couldn't charge it. He flipped it, shovel pass to Arcia, and Arcia gave it everything he had and fired it down to first, a lightning bolt to just get the runner. Matt Chapman comes to the plate. Four-seam fastball off the edge is 1-0. The 1-0. Righty. Runner at third. Check swing foul, 1-1. So if it weren't for the error, we'd be out of the inning right now, essentially. Well, I guess not. You know what? At the end of the day, the way it was set up, the runner would be at third right now with with 2 outs. Because the runner was already at second, so you wouldn't have gotten the double play to get out of the inning. The 1-1. Swing. Chops it foul. Curveball. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Steven, don't get your panties in a wad. I'm not saying that San Francisco's offense is terrible, but it's not one of the top ones. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. 94 out wide. 2-2. The 2-2. So the question will be, who's going to close? And I'm starting to think it's going to be Dylan Lee. He has done it before. It's a bold move caught and to come off the IL to close the game in a 1-run game, but here we go. The 2-2. Curveball gets away, and that'll tie the game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Terrible job. That curveball was nowhere near the plate. There's not a lot that Darno can do there. And you can say, well, you shouldn't be throwing curveballs there but that's Pierce Johnson's, realistically, it's his only good pitch. He has to balance that with the fastball. The payoff pitch, swing blasted down the left field line, foul. So now Pierce Johnson's got to be a big boy and get it together because he can't sit there and hang his head down. He's about to choke up the lead. The 3-2. Kicks and fires. Caught, looking strike. No, they called that a ball? Wow. I'll tell you what, all night long, Jeremy Riggs has called a pretty good game, but that pitch was at the knees. Looking at it again, yeah, that should have been a strike. So Pierce Johnson got screwed on that call, that's for sure. You cannot call that a ball at that stage of the game. So Yaz comes to the plate. First pitch, curveball right there at the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Runner at first. 2 outs. Tie ball game. Swung on. Grounded over towards Olsen. He'll step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. Well, here we go again, Braves fans, Giants fans. Tie game going to the ninth. Sound familiar? We'll be back in a flash.
Boy math is when he complains that you take too long to get ready, but he spends an hour on the toilet pooing.
All right, Brian, we have to talk about the customer service complaint that came through last week with the client on their delayed shipment.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I told them I would brainstorm and circle back with them.
But no, they sent over your email to them, and it said Brian Storm, which I know you keep making that mistake pretty often.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, it's getting old. It's not professional to communicate that way with clients.
Kate keeps calling me Brain in email, so I feel like I just messed up.
It's not appropriate to blame Kate in this situation.
I can connect with Kate. I think I still have a lot to learn from her, but
I think you have a lot to learn about a lot. We'll talk next week, okay?
Yeah, we'll brainstorm some ideas of what we can think about for.
See, this is what I'm saying is inappropriate.
He levels the bat a couple of times. Shao kicks and he fires. Rose swings. There it is! Get out! Get out! All right! Hit number 4192. A line drive single into left center field. A clean base hit.
On September 11th, 1985, 44-year-old Pete Rose, now back with Cincinnati and managing as well as playing, got still another single and overcame Ty Cobb's lifetime record of 4,191 hits.
For Pete Rose, this certainly his crowning achievement. Just breathe it in. Boy, this is his game, it's his town, and it is his moment. This is one of the all-time great moments.
For a public tired of reading about the business of baseball, Pete Rose's triumph came not a moment too soon.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jordan Hicks is going to come on. He was a starter for the Giants, but he's had a lot of troubles as the starting position. First pitch on the way to Eli White, swung on. He's going to easily beat that out. You're not getting the book of Eli. Well, that nonsense. He dribbled it up the middle. Second baseman was unwisely trying to throw him out, heading towards left field. With Eli's speed, the only thing he could have done is made that worse. He's very fortunate that Lamont Wade Jr. made a very good grab there to keep it from going to the behind him and possibly into the dugout. First pitch to Soler is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, 1 for 3 with a walk. Down and away, 2-0. Jorge Soler had a walk, a double, and RBI. Been swinging the bat pretty well since the beginning of the Colorado series. The 2-0, fisted foul down the third base line, 2-1. Yes, Margaret, you're asking about the Braves pitching coach. All they've released is that it's a family matter and that he's been away from the team. That's all they've said. So it's something personal that they don't want to divulge, and fair enough. The 2-1 count, taken for a strike right there, 2-2. Braves 3, Giants 3. Rick Kranitz, he's been gone it was well before the All-Star break. I think it's been close to 2 months now. The 2-2, just below the knees. Good take, man. That was a very, very, you got to have cojones to take that one. He could have gotten rung up, and it would have been a bad call, but I'd be standing here saying you got to swing the bat. So a payoff pitch, Book of Eli, leaning off of first. Hicks brings it. Swing, fisted over towards second. It's going to move Eli to second. So a kind of unconventional play there. Eli was moving on the play, and the ball kind of drooped just before he got to the second baseman who was covering the bag. He had to go backwards. If the ball hadn't taken that weird pop, that weird hop, it might have gotten through the infield, but instead you got a runner at second, one out. First pitch on the way to Riley is swung on and lifted high, but not very deep. He's done that twice tonight, swinging at a pitch, hitting at the end of the bat, and that's quickly 2 away now. So now it's up to Marcell Ozuna, who did get a base hit his last time up. If they want to pitch around Marcell, Matt Olson looms on deck. I don't think they would put him on. They may think about pitching around him if they don't like the matchup. Hicks, former starter, first pitch. Up top and inside, it's 0-1. They had transferred him to the starting rotation at the beginning of the year. He'd been a reliever, and he just basically ran out of gas, is essentially what happened. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. He was very upfront about it, being interviewed, and said, I'm just running, I'm feeling it, is what he kept saying. So they have put him back in the bullpen. 1-1 count. He was a longtime reliever for the St. Louis Cardinals, closed from time to time. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. He first came up, he was known for his high 90s, even into triple digits fastball. Iglesias is warming up, so that's a little surprising. You also have Lee in the pen. So had Iglesias been able... The 2-1 misses high, 3-1. If we can get the lead, you'll see Iglesias. If not, I think they would either that or they'll have Iglesias come in no matter what, and then Lee would pitch extra innings. The 3-1, came out of his shoe, swung at one well out of the zone. Undisciplined swing by Marcell, 3-2. He'll call for timeout. You got a full count, runner at second, 2 outs. Braves 3, Giants 3. There's a huge hole on the right side of the infield. They're playing him to pull. And the first baseman is near the bag. The payoff pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. Ozuna knew it. He was looking for something else and got triple digits. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Braves and Giants tied once again.
So I went to the trampoline park with my nephews, and someone's little cooter goblin there got me sick, okay? Little kids just be, hapoo, hapoo, hapoo. And everywhere they got sticky booger-infested hands. I don't know how I didn't think that I was not going to get sick, but here we are.
Let's do this. Making your bed in the morning is pointless. I'd rather listen to people speak than listen to music. Concerts are a waste of money when you can just throw a party and play the song. Vanilla ice cream is the only ice cream you should eat in Colorado is better than New York. Vacationing from one big city to another just to see the sights is pointless, and you need to go soak up some nature for once. All food is breakfast food, and breakfast food is just food. Dating apps are not dating apps, they're cheating apps. Having a wedding outside of your hometown and making people travel is selfish. Brunch is a scam. Kids know their parents more than parents know their kids. If tomatoes are a fruit, then ketchup is jelly.
I fortunately have the objective perspective of a Yankee fan, and therefore I have come to understand Boston pain in a way, but it's different. There are kinds of pain. There's Chicago Cubs pain, which is never getting there at all. Boston Red Sox pain is very special. Boston Red Sox pain means getting to the very last inch again and again and again, and then missing it by that little hair. It's 1946 when Slaughter scores from first on a single. It's 1948 when there should have been a Subway Series here in Boston, but they lost a one-game playoff to Cleveland. It's the year of the impossible dream, 1967, when they get into the 7th game of the World Series and nobody could beat Bob Gibson, not Lon Borg, on 2 days' rest. It's 1975 when, after winning the greatest game in the history of baseball and Carlton Fisk's home run in the 12th, they blow it in the 7th game of the World Series. It's 1978 when Bucky Dent, of all people, hits a home run and wins the game for my guys in a single-game playoff. And it's 1986, quintessentially, of course, when the ball goes through Mr. Buckner's legs, though one shouldn't blame him because that was the end of a lot of disasters. It just goes on and on and on, the last inch and never consummation.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee is inside for a Ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing lifted high and deep into center field. Is that going to leave? What a great catch by the Book of Eli. My God. He was running all the way back to the wall. The ball almost started to go over his shoulder away from him, and he leapt, slams into the wall, one away. Wow. If you don't keep him on the roster, something's wrong with you. Wow. One down. Swung on. That ball's hammered over to short, but right at Orlando. He flips it over to Matt. 6-3, 2 away. You can't blame Riley for the... First of all, Riley's runner got erased with the double play. So that's a non-factor. I mean, if you really want to blame somebody, it would be Pierce Johnson giving up the double and then the wild pitch. But we've also had plenty of opportunities to score more than the 3 runs we put on the board. So I don't think it's very rare you can put a loss on one player in the game of baseball. That's why it's the greatest sport. Schmidt will come on to hit for Wisely. We saw him last night. First pitch up top. The right-handed second baseman. Takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set. I guess the idea would be if we can get out of this inning and get a lead in the 10th, the 0-1 right there at the knees, 1-1. Then you would hold off to get Raziel Iglesias to come on because Lee is not the strikeout type of pitcher. And when you have a guy trying to close the game with a ghost runner, you really want that strikeout guy. The 0-2 swung on and fisted over to RC again. He's got it, flips it to first, and it's a 1, 2, 3 inning. Very, very great play by the Book of Eli. Keeps us knotted up at 3. We go to 10.
Boy math is when he tells you he's 5 minutes away when actually he hasn't even left the house yet.
Okay, that time you mixed up boy math with urban math.
Dad, you have been wrong about everything.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
the girl I'm dating now, she admits when she's wrong, she tells me she's sorry, and she said she'll change for me.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Have you guys done anything you seen her without clothes on?
No. Why?
Yeah. You're dating a man. Women don't do those things.
I'm on my way to my sister's house. Why? Because she's hosting, calls it a potluck, which I thought meant marijuana and gambling, but it doesn't. It means she's cheap and we have to bring all the damn food. My other sister is going to show up with these things that I hate, her children. And there'll be other relatives that I'm not eager to see. My Uncle Ray will be there. Ray has always been the world to me. Round, gaseous, and polluted. My cousin Sheila will be there. Sheila likes to brag that she never got the COVID vaccine, she never got the booster, and she never got COVID, which is ironic because her nickname in high school was Super Spreader. Not looking forward to this.
In 1986, the Red Sox were in the World Series again, facing the New York Mets. It was the first time a team from Boston had played a team from New York in the series since 1912. When Fred Snodgrass's fielding error had given the championship to the Red Sox. The Red Sox took the first 2 games in New York, lost the next 2 in Boston, then won the 5th. They needed just one more win to clinch their first world championship since 1918.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We head to the top of the 10th inning. Free baseball. Ghost runner at second. Randy Rodriguez, the right-hander, comes in to face Matt Olson. First pitch on the way. Outside wide for a strike, a wide strike. It's 0-1. Luke Williams is in to pinch run for Marcell Ozuna, so you lose Ozuna's bat the rest of the way. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. Ozuna might have needed a seat anyways. He's had some bad at-bats tonight. 1-1 count. Go ahead runner at second, nobody out. Ghost run rules apply. The 1-1 swing, swats it foul down the line. 1-2. Yeah, I really don't think Eli is the. Where are we in the? Let's go ahead and end the poll now. Looks like the consensus is Duval. The 1-2 swing pops it up into shallow left field, and making a running catch is Fitzgerald. Man, that kid has been impressive one away. So you go by the poll, most people believe it's Duval. You could see Luke Williams go down. You would not lose him. He still has options. You could send him down to the minors. If you send Duval or Laureano down, they'll be DFA'd. Runner at second. One out. Now Travis d'Arnaud. What you hate about that out is you did not get the runner over. First pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. d'Arnaud 1 for 4 with a home run. If you're just joining us, he hit an absolute moonshot down the left field line. 378 feet. The 0-1. Slice foul down the line. It's 0-2. The 0-2. The right-hander Randy Rodriguez, 24 years old. 4.01 ERA. The pitch. Outside wide, 1-2. He's thrown 49 innings this year, so good strikeout rate of about 1 per, 52 strikeouts through 49. The 1-2. Good take. Tight slider on the outer edge evens up the count. On deck would be Arcia. Laureano in the hole. The 2-2. Swing. Chops it foul. Good defensive swing. First came out of his hand. I think d'Arnaud was thinking that was the slider, and he pulled the trigger at the very last second. He almost lucked into a ball hit down the line. But it was foul, just foul. That would have scored the runner for sure. The 2-2. Swats it foul again. Slider on the outer edge. He's really playing the game with the slider on the outer edge, and then that sinker, which is really a two-seamer, comes diving in on you. And the question is it going to be slow and moving away or fast and moving in? The 2-2. Righty. The pitch from Rodriguez. Chop over towards the first base side. That's going to get through the hole. That's going to dribble through, and that's going to get down where the green grass grows. Your Atlanta Braves have taken a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 10th inning. Pay dirt, baby. Hit them where they ain't, baby. Hit them where they ain't. A good diving attempt by Wisely. They were playing d'Arnaud to pull, and he had to dive and just got a piece of it, but not enough to get it down. It rattled off his glove, and there you go. First pitch on the way to Orlando is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. In theory, what you could do here, but it doesn't appear that the Braves are going to. Swung on that ball, is roasted over towards the left side. Once again, great defensive play by Wisely. He will flip it to first. 2 outs, Darno moves up. What I was going to say is, in theory, you could put Duvall in for Darno and have Murphy come on, or Kelnick come in, and you could have Murphy catch, but it doesn't look like they're going to go that route. Darno at second, 2 outs. Laureano, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Laureano 2 for 4 on the night with a home run. I just think, as bad as he's been, goofy as he's been, I think it's hard to cut Laureano because he has hit some hard balls. The 0-1 swung on, lifted into center field. I don't think it's going to carry. That is the deep part of the ballpark. They'll make the catch at the warning track. Ramos with the play, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Take a 1-run lead. Eyeglasses is coming in. Let's go, Braves country. Slam the door shut.
My money don't jiggle. However, my thighs and my belly do. So there's that.
You decided to walk to the park with the kids, something you've never done before.
I like to see where we are as a group. And I'll be honest, we had a good start, organized. Even that surprised me.
And when did you first learn their legs were tired?
You know, I'm not a good judge of distance, but I can say we still could see the house.
Parent-teacher conference go well this week?
Yeah.
Is your kid eating the glue?
Just likes to use it as chapstick, which I think is better, but...
What's the overall feeling when crossing a fairly major intersection with 2 young children?
Fear.
And can you elaborate on that?
Look, I'll say this. Gentle parenting is off the table in that situation.
You really went after that Gatorade when you got home.
I packed 3 water bottles not knowing that my water bottle was to be a refill for theirs.
Did we see a bit of a limp out of the car?
Yeah, my legs fell asleep. 2 sessions I sat through in a tiny chair at a tiny desk with regular chairs in the rooms.
You ever had your heart broken so hard that you just enter your grandma era? I mean, like, I've always been in mine. This shirt makes me feel like I could do a puzzle or something.
If you find yourself having a bad day today, just remember this. There is somebody from your hometown still trying to be a rapper.
In Game 6 at Shea Stadium, the 2 teams fought through the 9th, with the score tied 3-3.
NBC had the World Series in 1986. It was my job to be in the Red Sox clubhouse after the 6th game. I went down at the end of the 8th inning. The score was tied, but I knew I had to be there quickly in case the game should suddenly end. So I watched the last couple of innings from the corner of the Red Sox dugout.
Aguilera brings it in to Henderson. Swinging a long one into left field. That ball might leave the park. It's a home run, and Boston leads here in the 10th inning.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Eyeglasses will come on, Raziel Iglesias. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. They drop a bunt. Darno's going to have the runner. Bam! Got him. 1 away. Runner tried to sneak down to third on the bunt, and a perfect throw and a great tag by Riley. Puts runner at first. 1 out. I think the runner was absolutely in shock. Schmidt was the runner. I think he was in shock because it was such a good play. I don't know what the man. I think the manager's out there just to try to contest whatever he can contest. The ball was bunted. It hit the ground. It did not touch the runner, so that can't be what he's arguing. And Darno made a perfect throw, and Riley, and probably an even better tag. Are they saying that ball was foul? That ball was not foul. Because now Snicker's out there. They have not changed it on the... Let me see what's going on here. They have not changed it on the screen. I don't know what in the world. I guess they're saying that ball went foul. That ball did not go foul. That is unbelievable. And I don't know if it's something that they can. You would think it's something that they could review. That's what's dumbfounding here. As Snicker continues to talk to the two umpires, home plate umpire Jeremy Riggs, then I believe that's Dan Iasona talking to him as well. That's what they're saying. They're going to put the. Let's see what the. Maybe something happened that I mean, I'm looking at the ball. He runs. It did not touch him. So it should be. But I think they were saying that the ball hit the runner, which it didn't. First pitch on the way is swung on by Wade. He'll catch. Eli White will catch it. He'll fire it into the infield, and there's 2 down. So that's what they were trying to say, is that the ball was that the runner hit the ball. He didn't, though. He did not make contact unless there's another angle that shows something different. It was a terrible call, and I don't know why they can't review that, because that is something that should be able to be reviewed. Both managers are arguing because he knows that the ball. I think what the Giants manager is saying, you called it and you were wrong, so the play should have been dead. So he wanted to start back with the runner at home plate, or the batter at home plate. The 1-0 to Ramos, righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way. 95 up top, 2 away. 2-0. That threw me off. This schedule hasn't helped either, these late nights. The 2-0 brings it. 94 up top, 2-1. So to catch you up to speed, in case your heads might be swimming there in radio land, there's a runner at second, 2 outs, a 2-1 count. Ramos, the number 3 hitter, is 2 for 4. On deck is Conforto. The 2-1 inside, almost gets him. That was a close shave. 3-1. 3-1 count. Conforto, the left-hander, looming on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss up top. Full count. Giants down to the last strike. The way it should have been called, we should have a runner at first with 2 outs. Instead, there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Time is called. Ramos using his timeout to basically probably try to just catch his breath and figure out what he thinks eyeglasses will bring. Here's the pitch. Swing blasted high and deep into left field. The game's going to be over, but who's going to win? Will make the catch. JK, Kid Kelnick in the corner to end the game. Holy cow, what a game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Kid Kelnick caught the ball on the warning track. If the wind was blowing that direction, it would have been 5-4 Giants, but it was blowing out towards right center, so it's 4-3 Braves, and we will take the first 2 games of this series, both nail-biters, both in extra innings, both games. Iglesias shuts the door. There's a lot of game balls you can give out here, too. But I think we're all in agreement here, y'all. Game ball's got to go to the Book of Eli. Because what a catch he made. Steven, this is probably past your bedtime. By tomorrow, hopefully, you learn the rules of baseball. What was he saying? That if the Braves didn't score in the top of the ninth, the game was over? Anyway, it's all fun. It's all in good fun. Great job by a load of guys in this game. We'll go over it really, really quick. Atlanta Braves will win this one 4-3, and Iglesias gets his 25th save. Lee will get the win. He goes 4-2. You got to tip your cap to Ramon Laureano. Ramon Laureano, not only did he get the home run, but Laureano Also had 2 base hits, an RBI, scoring a run. He had some other big hits. Jorge Soler with an RBI double. Darnode with that big home run. And let's be honest, Charlie Morton, gritty performance. Tip of the cap to him as well. If Eli hadn't have made such an outstanding play there at the wall, I'd be giving the ball to Charlie. But that was a phenomenal play that saved the game. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. Whiskey for my man, beer for my horses. 4-3. We'll see you tomorrow night. And hey, Michael Harris II. We got this young kid coming up from AAA. He's going to be in the starting lineup tomorrow night. How about that? We made it back to the MH2. Then we just got to get Ozzie back. Also, Braves will take a 2-game lead in the wild card. We'll see you tomorrow night, y'all. Have a great one, Braves country.